Do you want to migrate to US or maybe to Europe or maybe another first country, and you're wondering, okay, I'm going to be successful or not? So here in this video, I'm going to tell you my experience. So I came from Argentina, I am in US. So I'm going to tell you everything that I've been seeing all these 40 years. So I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know in order to succeed. So here is not to brag or anything like that. This channel is not even monetized, so I don't care. So all I care is that you learn. And if you are thinking, okay, I'm going to move, let's do the try. Let's try it or something like that. So I'm going to tell you everything that you need. So basically, when you are here in third world country, that is why I wrote 3W, and you want to move to US or to Europe, this is your rating. So let's say that your rate is from 0 to 6. I don't know what is your rate. Maybe you're successful in your country, or maybe you're so, or you're not successful at all. So if you're on 0, you have no success. So you barely trading water. So in your country, if you're moving to a first world country, like I said before, if you're at 0, and when you go to a first world country, you're going to multiply your efforts by 10. But if you're 0 times 10, it's going to be 0. If you go to US, it's going to be the same thing. So you have to be more than 0, because I've seen people that they are maybe an employee in their country, and they are just trading water, and they are thinking, okay, yes, I'm going to move to US and everything is going to be much better because I'm going to be earning in dollars, or in Europe I'm going to be earning in euros. And if you're thinking, okay, let's say at least in this year, let's say if you're earning like 3,000 or 4,000 a month, and you move the same amount of dollars to your country, you're going to think, oh, $4,000, wow, I can live it like a king maybe for a year. But here in US, 3,000 4,000 is almost nothing. I mean, you're poor basically. So you have to think about that. It's not just moving and then you're going to be successful. You have to do more than that in order to succeed. So for instance, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about my life, like 20 years ago when I was. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about my life when I was 15 years old. I had no many dollars. I had pesos because I was living in Argentina. Just very little, whatever my parents used to give me. So after that, I say, okay, I want a computer, I want a car, I want, I want to progress. I don't want to work just to work. I want to progress. So, and I didn't have any, an employment or anything like that. So what I did is I started learning, how to use the computer and everything. So, but before that, that step, what I did is I was collecting a newspaper, empty bottles like wine bottles and all the things, and then I was selling those bottles, to the recycle business, and then you go there and then you make some cash, and then and so on. So I was going to the high school, and I found the old TV. I mean, today it was going to be obsolete. Nobody wants this type of TV. But at that time, some people used to have a black and white TVs, and most people they had the color TVs, so the big one, the CRT. So what I did, I saw this TV. I said, "Wow, great! I'm going to grab it home," because I didn't have any TV at home and nothing. I mean. My parents, they had a TV, but that's it. I didn't have any TV in my room or anything like that. So I said, okay, I'm going to take it. I took it home, I plugged it in, and it was working. I said, oh, great. So what I did is I sold it, and then I make some cash. And then after a while, I was able to buying soda cans, like a collector cans, sodas. I was able to buy, sell, and make some extra cash. I was able to buy a computer from a friend, and this guy, he gave me some installments, so that I was able to pay, little by little, and plus the cash that I was able to make, selling bottles and all the things, and little by little I was able, to make some cash, getting the computer, and after using the computer and learning how to use it. I sold it, I bought another one, and then I started offering my services as a computer technician. I was attending a technical school, so I was learning there, and then I took some classes how to fix computers. So I was going to the people's houses, to fix their computers, and so on. And then after a while, I was able, to buy a bicycle. And then I was in the beginning, I was going to the customer, bicycles, the customers that were close to me, and others I took the bus. And after working and working and working, I was able to buy a used motorcycle. I bought another one, but in this case it was brand new. And then after that, I bought another brand new one that was bigger. And then after that, a car, and then a small cargo van. And then I was working, like that. And then I hired people, and I had a few guys working for me, and that is how my business started growing and growing. And then I have a shop the last few years before I came here, where I was getting people, customers, and I was fixing their computers. I was going to their house, fixing their computers. So I was doing everything I could, and always I was offering more than the regular guys. The regular guys, maybe they knew only Windows, and I was, offering Windows, Linux, Mac, and I was learning new operating systems. And then after that, I was offering how to fix cell phones, how to fix a monitor. And then after that, I was offering my cell phone services. So I was fixing cell phones, monitors, printers, and then I was even doing phone systems. And then I did some wiring, electric shops and all those things. So I was doing as much as possible, and I was saving, making, and moving forward and trying to get more people and growing and growing. And then I moved back, and then I moved here. And then after moving here, I started working for a company, and I said, okay, maybe what, because I don't know my way around here in this country. I said, okay, I don't know how the taxes are, how everything works, all the businesses and everything. So I worked here for 2 years, and then after that, I started working for myself 100%. And even when I was working for this company, I had my my customers. So if I had to fix a few computers or do something else, my YouTube channel, and I keep working, and doing more. So everything that I was doing in Argentina, I was able to do the same thing, but faster, because even if you are in your country, if you're thinking, okay, yeah, I'm trading water here, so in US it should be better. Yes, it should be better, because here you're earning in dollars. You don't have to worry, okay, the dollar is losing value or something like that, or it's going to devaluate against another currency, and then you will have some issues buying electronics or something like that, like it happens in another country. So you're here in US, you're earning dollars. Yeah, the dollar is losing value, but it's not as fast as the peso or any other currency, because it's the world's reserve currency. The other currencies are not the world's reserve currency. That is why the US keeps their standard of life higher than everyone else. So, like I said, if you are zero, you're going to be zero in any other country. It doesn't matter. So what I'm trying to say here is, so that way you have to change your mindset. You have to change the way you think if you want to succeed. Otherwise, you're going to have issues. So if you're for instance, in a third world country, and you're a 1, okay, you go to Europe or USA, you're going to be a 10. So a 10 is great. But if you are a 4 or 3, and then you're going to be a 30 or 40, that will be much, much better. I mean, you're going to live much better. You're going to have more things. Your business is going to be able to grow faster and much better than any other way in any other country, because the country works better. The laws work. Here, I mean, it's not like a suggestion like in most countries. So what the law says is what people do, and another things. So you have many advantages. Also, you have everything works here. Also, you have more technology. You have everything, so you can succeed much faster than any other country. If you want to have your own company, you have your own company in few days. You can set up your LLC and you're ready to go. In another countries, like in Argentina, it can take you like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 2 months. Who knows? I mean, everything is a pain. Nothing works. You go to the bank, they close at 3. It's just Monday to Friday, and here you have even some banks that are open even Sunday. So here you have more options. Everything works. The bank they don't close at 3. They sometimes they depending on the banks. Sometimes some of the banks they close at 4 or maybe at 6. I mean, it depends. But you have you have more options. But if you are thinking, okay, that should be enough. That is not enough. That is just the tip of the iceberg in order to start. So here I'm going to tell you this, the mindset. If you're an employee, you're going to struggle all the time. Like I said before, if you're an employee and you're drinking water, here it's going to be the same. Most people live paycheck to paycheck here. So for instance, if you're working in McDonald's or maybe you're working in a retail store or something like that, it's not going to be enough to progress, to pay employees, to buy a TV like this, to make classes or anything like that. Everything is going to cost you a lot or more, because for instance, in this case, this TV, if you want to buy this TV brand new, it's going to be like $3,500. And if you are working here at least in 2023, you're going to be making maybe 200 a day, 300 a day tops if you're an employee. But if you work for yourself, you have your own business, you can make 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 a day easily, like that. So for instance, in my case, because I offer plumbing services, electrical services, concrete and everything. Also have the people that they are very good in their trades. So I can offer a lot of things, even if I'm not good at doing those things. I know my limitation, but if I can get people that they are very good, they charge me very little, because they are trapped in this mindset of being an employee, and that's it, or whatever is the reason, or they don't even learn the language. For instance, most of the people that you talk here, some of they came from Mexico or Honduras or any other place like that, and they don't want to learn English, so they don't want to learn, and they are going to be stuck, just in few places, and they cannot, talk with the Americans, that they are the ones who has the dollars. If you talk with the other Latin American people, you're going to see that most of them, they are poor, they are struggling and all the things. But everything is a mindset. If you know only one thing, you're going to be stuck. So you have to offer as many things as you can, so that way you can survive and you can succeed in this country. So if you want to learn more about that, there is a book that is very good. It's called The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. He will tell you, all the mindset that you have to have in order to succeed. And then another book that is very good is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So it will help you, how to manage all your cash and everything. So that way you can save. Also, you can create things like it's going to pay you, even if you're sleeping. For instance, like passive income. I sell classes, I sell computer classes, and in different platforms on YouTube and in other companies as well, that I want to say their name. I don't want to provide free advertisement for them, but is you keep getting dollars even if you are sleeping. So that is the best way. So you have to increase your skills as much as you can, learn as much as you can, work as hard as you can, and try to create a passive income. So that way you don't have to worry if you work every day, if you don't work every day, or if you don't want to work at all. If you have enough passive income, like Rich Dad Poor Dad book says, you're going to be good. But even if you achieve that status, like Grant Cardone, I mean, he could just stop working and just living from vacation to vacation and doing nothing. He keeps working, and you will see the same thing with many people. Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, I mean, even if he doesn't work in Microsoft, he still is working, with a foundation. And you have many other guys, maybe like Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg, and all those guys. They have enough. They could say, okay, I'm going to buy an island and just live and doing nothing, but they keep working. So that is how it keep you, motivated to do more things, and that is how it should be. Now let's talk about always Monday. Why here in US is always Monday? It's always Monday, or it could be always Sunday. So if you go to Israel, you will see people, they start their week in Sunday. For them, it's Sunday, and here for some reason, I don't know who, is because most people are blue pill. That is why they start Monday, but it should be Sunday. Sunday is the first day of the week, but it doesn't matter. So at least in this case, here for me it's always Monday, because I work every day. I work Monday to Sunday or Monday to Monday. Always working. Put 14 hours every day. So work as much as you can. Call customers. Do everything that you can. If you can study something new, pay classes, buy books, keep learning, keep developing yourself, and that is the way how you can increase your knowledge, your skills, and you're never going to have issues, with the cash or paying bills or anything like that. You're not going to be struggling, paycheck to paycheck. You're not going to be trading water. Later, let's talk about business versus home, truck versus car. So if you're here in US, I would recommend, getting your LLC. Also, if you have a home, it's a bad thing, because if you buy a home, you're going to have the problem that you cannot expense it. So everything that you buy, you have to be able to expense it. You have to write it off from taxes. So that way, your effort goes further than anybody else. So if you can buy, let's say, instead of buying a house, you can buy an office, and if you can sleep in the office, you can deduct it 100%, because you're going to have all your computers, or I don't know, all your equipment, something like that. It might be just a tiny place just to sleep. That's it. That is all you need. You don't need any more than that. Or if you are a coder or a web designer and you don't need a space or anything like that, you could even do van life. So you buy a van, turn it into a small home office. That's it. So with the home, if you want to buy a house, yeah, you can buy a house, because most people, because the normies, they will think, oh no, we need the house. What are you talking about? Or this, or you will click, So what you're talking about? So basically, a house is not an asset. I mean, it's a liability. It's going to drain your resources all the time. So the only way around this is, let's say, you buy a house, and then you leave it maybe in the basement, and then you rent the rest of the house, so that way it can provide passive income, like I said before, with the book, the Rich Dad Poor Dad. So that will be the best option. And if you buy a car, don't buy a car. A car is only for people who goes from their house to the office, and that's it. And it doesn't make much sense. I mean, it depends. I mean, if you're a coder and you don't need to move tools or anything like that, okay, a car might make sense. But otherwise, if you're someone like me, that you have a lot of tools, and you have to go to customers, and you do electric, plumbing, and you do all everything that you can, a truck or a cargo van will be the best option, because you can buy it and you can write it off, and everything will be good and legal, and you don't have to worry about that. Also, if you have a business, if you have a business, you are not paying no taxes, or you can pay no taxes legally. So usually, if you listen this guy Grant Cardone that I mentioned before, he talks about that let's say if he has to pay X amount of dollars at the end of the year, when he says okay, we are like 3 weeks away from the end of the year. Okay, let's see what we can spend. Can we spend, in more properties, or maybe in advertisement, better website, or something like that? So that way you don't have to pay anything like that. So, or you can buy, merchandising to sell, and then you are postponing the taxes all the time. So that is how you grow, and you don't have to worry about anything else. So, and you pay no taxes. But if you're an employee, if you're an employee, you have problems. You're going to pay all the taxes. You're going to pay maybe 30-40%, and your employer, he's going to pay, extra more. So when you see the paperwork, where when you see the paperwork, as it shows, all the deductions that you got from your salary, you're going to get scared. So that is what happens. The government doesn't want employees. The government wants, companies. So that is why they tax the employee as much as possible. And people don't care, or people don't know, or whatever is the reason. Also, I see these people, they are here, they come here, they buy a car. The problem, like I said, with the car, you have no space to do anything. If you have to carry, plywood, or you have to carry, tools or anything like that, you're going to be stuck. Or the tools that you're going to be able to move around, they're going to be very, very little, or it's going to be complicated. The problem that I had in the past, I had this issue that I got a Prius, and I was thinking, okay, the Prius, is going to save me a lot of dollars, because it's 50 miles a gallon or something like that. And when I remove all the seats, and I put all toolboxes, all the tools and everything, and the car was, like very low, and the car was making maybe, I was getting maybe like 20 miles a gallon or something like that. I mean, it was crazy. From 50 to 20. They don't tell you, I mean, the false advertisement. They say, oh yeah, 50 if you're driving alone, and if you're slim. If you're a fat guy, or if you have tools or something like that, the car is never going to get 50 miles a gallon. So, and I wasn't charging enough, and I didn't realize about that at that time. Also, my skills were lower than now, and I was, I was in that cycle that I didn't realize, that I was at that stage, thinking, okay, something is not working, because I'm going everywhere, I'm doing everything that I said before, but I was feeling that I was not moving here, faster than other guys, and because I was charging too little. So I was charging by that time, I think it was 60-70 an hour or something like that, and it wasn't enough. So I think even like 2 years ago, it was maybe 50 an hour, and now I'm 130 an hour. So now it's much better. I'm charging more. We have more inflation now, and the dollar was less. But now I can, move faster. I can do more, and I don't have to worry. Now I have a cargo van, and it doesn't matter, whatever. If I have to fill up the tank, and I spend $100, okay, no big deal, because I'm earning more, I'm making more, I have more progress. I mean, I have more customers. I offer more than ever before. So I can do a lot more. So that by doing those type of things, that is how you move ahead more than any other guy. But you have to have the right vehicle. So if you have a car, like I said, you're going to struggle when you have to move, big things. And I used to have even like with the Prius, I had to use a trailer, to move a big thing. So I was using the Prius like a truck, basically. I was able to do everything that I wanted to do, but it was more difficult. So don't make my mistake. So if you can buy a cargo van, that is the best way. Buy a Sprinter and you will be set. Sprinter van, high roof, 170 wheelbase, the way to go. So, like I was talking before about employees, entrepreneurs. If you have your own company, you pay almost little, no taxes. Employees, checks. They are going to be whipped, and they're going to pay more. So, and you have like no freedom, or you cannot, even if you work more, They're going to pay you a little bit, maybe a few peanuts more, but not much. Another thing is woman and a man. So the man wears the pants in the house, and the woman should follow. So if you're a leader at your house, or if you're having issues, with your wife, and you're having issues that she's telling you, okay, don't work too much, or why are you doing this? Why, this and that? No, it's my way or the highway. Otherwise, you're going to have issues. If you're a Christian, if you read the Bible, you will see. And in the Bible, it says, the God is the head of everything, and then after that is Jesus, and then is the man, and then is the woman. That is the order it is, and the how things work, or the way it should be. So, but here in today's age, you will see many women dressing, with pants. I read a book, I listened to a book like many years ago that it was explaining about this. If you dress certain way, you act certain way. If you dress poorly, you act like you have no cash or something like that. Or if you dress, like a janitor, you're going to start, acting more like that. And the same thing I think is with the women. So you have the same issue. So if she is wearing the pants, so who is there is a saying, who wears the pants in your house, is the man or the woman? So men and women are not equal. So if they were equal, the man will be gay. But this is not the case. Men want a woman, someone who is feminine, someone who is ready, to follow his lead. If you're struggling with her or something like that, you have to make sure that she's in the same page. And also, you can say, always the door is open. If she wants to leave, there you go. Otherwise, you're going to struggle, because she will be spending all your cash, all your effort, in foolish things for the house, and you're going to be working, just to move the business forward. And many people, they will say, okay, the woman will say, okay, I want to vacations, I want, a newer car or something like that, and you have to put all the effort and spend in things that you can write off. If you cannot write off from taxes, don't buy it. That is the best advice. So that is the second page. Let's start with the third page. So another thing that you have to keep in mind, this is no financial advice, this is just entertainment. So like a disclaimer, if you're going to save, and many people, in many countries, you will see they save in dollars. Outside of United States, people save in dollars or maybe in euros. And because they are earning in pesos, and the pesos is losing the value all the time. So that is called fiat. All the currency that you see is no money. Money is gold and silver. The rest is fiat, is currency. That is why US is the world's reserve currency. It's not the world's reserve money. Or if you go to Forex, because you want to trade here is the foreigner exchange. So it's currency. You're buying currency. You're buying, selling currency. It's no money. That is what I'm trying to say. So if you can try to save. No, I'm not saying convert all your dollars or all your euros or all your pesos to gold and silver. But what I'm trying to say is just, let's say, 10%, 20% or something like that. And so that way you can keep your purchasing power. Because if you remember, in the Bible times, Judas got paid 14 pieces of silver. He didn't get paid, with $14 or anything like that. If you had dollars in 20 years ago and you grab the same amount of dollars and you want to buy something now, it's going to buy a lot of less. But with gold and silver, it will keep your purchasing power. But what you can do with the rest of your currency that you have saved is try to invest it maybe in companies, maybe in stocks or something like that that would pay dividends. And so that way, it can create more currency. So that way you can have more passive income in more so that way you can have more passive income, and that will help you, to grow faster. But also, you don't put all your eggs in one basket. It's just part of it, that goes to the stock market, and try to find something that is going to be kind of stable and that will pay good dividends. And the other thing that you have to do is use the rest of the cash that you have laying around, and buy maybe tools, or buy electronics, or buy something that very well that you can resell later. So if you see an opportunity, or you say, okay, I'm seeing this car is very cheap, or maybe this house is very cheap, I'll buy it, I'll flip it, I'll rent it later, or whatever. I buy electronics, or this business is closing, is going out of business, or something like that. Something that I do. I see the opportunity, I buy thousands of dollars in tools, or whatever is the business. Usually I like or tools or electronics, and then I resell them on eBay later, or I sell them on Facebook Market or something like that. So that way you don't have to worry about, okay, I'm losing purchasing power on my dollars, or something like that. So the way is how you can keep moving and moving forward. It's something like a never ending, but that is the way it is now. Because people wants currency instead of gold and silver, and that is the problem that we have. But if you do these type of things, everything that I've been talking in this video, you're going to be well off, because there are no miracles, there are no supermans. Nobody's going to come to save you if you don't put the effort to move ahead, to study, to progress, to invest in yourself, and do everything that you can to move the ball forward. You're going to be trapped in the same circle, and you're not going to be able to succeed. So this is how things work, and that is how you're going to be able to progress. So if you have any question, please let me know in the section below. If you want to see my other videos about these topics or something else, go to the playlist and see everything that I have about finances. Or if you want to learn, plumbing, electric, or anything like that, so that way you can do the same thing that I do, and you can make some fiat. And hopefully this video was useful. I'll see you in the next class. Bye.